Hey, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. This is the first of a series that we're hoping to keep going all the time, where we're going to be inviting certain people, affiliates with iCoinPro, to come onto this show with us. We're going to be asking them a few questions, putting them in the hot seat, and just trying to find a little bit more about them and what drives a person when they come across an opportunity like iCoinPro. And our very first guest is Mr. Paul Gibbons, and Paul has hit the ground running with iCoinPro, been introducing it to a lot of people. So we thought we would invite him on and find out what drives him, and like why he wants to build a business like iCoinPro, and maybe other people can relate to him, and find some inspiration with what Paul has to share with us. So Paul, how are you doing?
I'm great. First of all, such a privilege. I didn't realize I was the first. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I like being number one, obviously. But no, so great to be invited on here. I'm really excited about it. And I'm really excited about the future with iCoinPro. It's gonna be one heck of a trip, shall we say.
Absolutely. Justin, did you want to jump in there? I saw your finger up.
Yes, I just wanted to let everybody know, as you're coming on, please drop a heart, drop a like, drop a comment. Let us know if you're watching this live, watching it on replay. And also, as long as Paul is good for this, if people do have questions, they can drop them in the comments. Either we'll answer them here live, or somebody will come back, or Paul will come back and maybe answer the question there after the presentation. So feel free to drop that in there, say hello, and let us know how you're doing with iCoinPro, and also that if Paul drops some golden nuggets, please feel free to acknowledge those in the comments so that other people hear them as well and can read them, because I know Paul really does have some great insights he's going to be able to share with everybody today here on this interview. So, Paul, I am going to ask the first question, right? Do I get to go? This is a new.
Can I interrupt you? Sorry.
Go for it. Yes.
Just to make this a lot easier for both of us, call me Gibby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just, I've actually got a question that I was preparing to throw out first.
Great. Go for it. Right.
So Gibby, firstly, congrats on your success with iCoinPro. I mean, we're super excited to be working with you. You've done really a lot in a very short space of time, and you and I just sort of like seem to click, which is great, because it's always nice to make friends with our business partners, and the banter has been great, and we both enjoy our football, soccer. So yeah, just tell us very basically just a little bit about what drives Paul Gibbons.
Well, this industry drives me, to be honest. I've been probably a part-time, full-time network marketer for 35 years. I've even run my own. I run my own IT company as my real business, if you like. But I've always had the side gig thing going on, and jumped from, I suppose, a few different companies over the last 10 years. I've been tied to one particular company. Sadly, that company let me down a little bit in where it was going with its products. A lot of that was down to all kinds of things, I suppose, COVID, Brexit, all sorts of different things. And I stumbled around a little bit looking for other things for probably way too long, really. But I have the luxury. My beautiful wife Diane has a couple of hair salons, and down in Huddersfield, where we're based, that's in the north of England, in the UK, and we have a wonderful holiday home, or caravan up in the North Yorkshire Dales, which is my favourite place on earth. So I spend a lot of my time up here, which I was just saying to Paul, I actually get faster internet up here than I do in the city back where I live. So it's a great way. And you might have just seen one of them. I've got 2 dogs and a cat up here, so they might make their own appearance at some point. And I get to work my business from probably my favorite place on earth. So brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
What a score. Justin, you got a question?
Yeah. So Paul, how long ago, I mean, you obviously have gone very, very quickly up the ranks in a very short period of time. How long ago did you get involved in iCoinPro, and maybe tell us a little bit about how you got introduced to iCoinPro, which you were sharing with us, which I thought was really fascinating.
Yeah, it's actually my 4 weeks to the day that I signed up with iCoinPro. I then probably didn't do anything for the first couple of days because I was trying to get my head around a few things and work out what was the best way to approach this. And then, and this is quite a funny story. I've obviously built up quite a following on Facebook over the years and got lots and lots of friends on Facebook. And I had every intention of doing the usual, talking about it on Facebook. And on the day that I decided to come out of the closet, so to speak, about iCoinPro, I clicked on something and instantly Facebook said, "You have been restricted." I'm like, what?
Oh no.
So, and then I thought it was maybe just some silly pop-up and I ignored it. And then 5 minutes later, I clicked on something else. It said, "You've now got a 1 hour ban." And then I was like, what? And then that 1 hour ban suddenly became 19 hours. I was, hang on, I've got a business to shout about here for the first time in a long time.
Wow.
So I made the conscious decision. There'll certainly be people on here. I've seen Chris on here to turn my entire phone database into WhatsApp broadcast messages. So I had all the A's, all the B's, all the C's, everything, and I just blitzed my entire database on my phone with what I was doing. Got a lot of interest from people. Started just firing them into the system. Fell in love with the system very, very quickly. Probably for the main reason is because it's already proven to work, and that was a big part of where I came into the business. I love that this was something that I was familiar with, but also the fact that I know it works because it's already been done. And that's a big thing, being able to talk to other people that are marketeers and things like that and saying, look, this company is going to go to 1 million subscribers, members, whatever you want to call them, over the next couple of, well, I'd like to think months, but maybe years, but whatever it takes, it's going to happen because it's already been done. And it's been done with products, which is hard. This is a digital product that doesn't have to, it's not going to get returned. It's not going to get stuck in customs. It's not going to get sent back. It excites me. Absolutely excites me. What I will say though, is that I kind of shied away from everything to do with crypto in the industry that I've been in, mainly because I didn't understand it for a start off, but it also scared me because I'd seen so many people get burnt badly in my industry through it, and I'd always avoided it. So when I started listening to you guys and your journeys about how you talked about about crypto and the fact that, and Paul, you mentioned it about the fact that that PayPal shut you down. That happened to me. Exactly the same thing happened to me, and they had my money for 6 months, and it was terrifying at the time. So that resonated with me. And then obviously listening to you, Justin, talk about the fact that you'd put realistically probably 7-10 years of your life learning this system, and then the other week when you said that you compressed it down into 1 week, I was like, boom, just light bulb moment. Stop messing about, go hell for leather, do whatever it takes to introduce as many people to this as you possibly can, because if it goes like I believe it will go, then people that I've already brought into this business will be naming pets after me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And their firstborn.
Yeah.
Oh wow! All right. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, I can relate with the PayPal thing, mate. When my PayPal was shut down, I had I don't want to give the exact figure, but it was tens of thousands of dollars. And
wow.
And they freeze it for 180 days, pending any refunds, and then they release the difference back to you. And Bitcoin had started to climb, and I wanted to take what I had in there and just plow everything after I had realized what this was. And by the time that I got my money, Bitcoin had climbed a bit, and I got afraid, so I didn't put everything that I wanted to put into Bitcoin. Had I put that in, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, that is what it is. But I see some questions coming in, guys. Keep those questions coming in, and we will get Paul to field them. Paul, was there something? Yes.
There's one thing I wanted to mention too, and so that's incredible. So I mean, Gibby, right? Yes. Okay. This way we're keeping everything square. When you initially started your business, you had your game plan in place that got totally derailed by Facebook, and you adapted and went out, and I just checked your numbers. You're up to 37 personally enrolled individuals in about a month. So that's a little over one a day. Absolutely amazing. And you were hamstrung. You know what I'm saying? Your normal plan was totally wrecked in that process. So how are you feeling people are responding? Because I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. We're not having to deal with the product. We're not having to deal with all the headaches of products, delayed response. People have to try out nutritional things, get their results, their testimonial. There's returns, there's those issues, getting it through into other countries. We don't have any of those headaches. It's a digital product. It goes anywhere in the world as long as it's not a sanctioned or terrorist country. We're not there. But every place else is fair game. We have the ability to accept cryptocurrency payments from countries which are essentially unbanked and expand there, which is absolutely incredible, and pay people in crypto in those countries as well. So, we're borderless. And like you said, we have a product that takes a week and a person can be up and running. So obviously you had a tremendous response. How do you feel, or what were people's initial reactions when you introduced this company to them, and what was their excitement about?
I think a lot of them were excited by my excitement. I think that was probably it. And I got so excited about it because, quite frankly, it's easy to get excited about it when you've seen it done before and you've kind of missed it. Then you're probably a lot more urgent to make sure that you don't miss it again. And I certainly decided that this, for me, and I'm talking about myself now, for the lifestyle that I lead, where I want to be working online now. I'm not the sort of person that you would employ. I like to sort of beat to my own drum, really, if you like, and that idea of having a 9-to-5 has always just never ever appealed to me. I like the idea of being able to work when I want to work, and if that means working 20 hours a day, then I'll work 20 hours a day. But if it means that I want to go and take the dogs out whenever I want to take the dogs out, or do whatever I had this weekend, I had virtually the entire weekend. We had the grandkids up, we had there was football on and all the things, and I didn't really even look at the business. But the beautiful fact is that I could see that it was growing even when I wasn't doing anything. And that, again, absolutely is paramount to what everything we want to do. I do want to tell a little story though, because, and it'll be a great story one day. The girl who introduced me to iCoinPro, first of all, she pitched me on something else. I was like, no, I'm not interested in that. Straight away, she came back with, oh, I've also joined this. And I clicked the link and recognized the system straight away. I was like, hang on, what's going on here? And I'll be honest, I was thinking, this can't be right. This can't be right. And then I obviously, I looked into it a little bit more, did a bit more due diligence on you guys really, and the company, and then got into the Facebook group, had a look around in there, worked out that this was legit for a start off, because obviously, as I said, certainly the crypto industry has always had a bad name. But what I found was that, unlike everything else that I'd seen in the crypto space, this was completely different, because it was actually teaching people to avoid the scams. It was also, teaching people, I think now, a life skill that, more importantly, and I think I heard Aaron or one of the other leaders had said it, about, this can turn your turn you into your own personal ATM. You know, if you learn this skill, you do not have to rely on anything. And you know, my background of where I put every one of my eggs and everything else and most of my family's eggs into one basket. When that basket got smashed, I lost all my eggs, and I now know that I never want to be in that position again. So, you know, I love this idea that you can get a product that even if you walk away from the business, whether it be in a month, a year, 2 years time or whatever, you will have a life skill that will enable you to, you know, to do whatever you need to do. Yeah. And it is massive. And again, you know, the best ideas are the simplest ideas, and keep it simple. You know, this is none of it's rocket science. Not, you know, it's a fantastic system. And I keep going back to the same thing. You guys being able to get, you know, to talk, even in this, obviously, but we, you know, Paul and I have talked before, you and I have talked before, Justin, and you know, that's great to be able to come into, you know, at the beginning of something very, very special and get excited about it. You know, get excited about being, you know, almost a founder member. I know you guys have been doing it for 7 years, but you know, of this new version of the compensation plan, being a founder member nearly and getting that to, you know, 1 million members would be something to be proud of. Very proud of.
Yep. And that's part of, I think, also where the company is attracting people of your caliber right now, is because not only do we have the steak, which is the product, we now have the sizzle to go along with that, which is this compensation plan, which is great to market. And obviously we know that the engine that we're using now for the compensation plan marketing, everything with the matrix, is the same engine that drove another company, which you're familiar with, to 1.2 million members in the space of about 15 months. So yeah, I think that is absolutely key. And we're just at the dawn of time of that with this company. So, yep.
Just on that little note, you know, I was approached by that company 16 months ago and looked at it and thought, that won't work.
Yeah, you were not alone. There are plenty of people out there who the exact same thing, and here we are today. So
and that's not going to happen this time.
No, it's definitely not going to happen this time.
No. So I got another question for you. You know, so I suppose when people come into a company, they have either certain dreams that they're moving towards, or they're running away from a nightmare. What are your goals and aspirations that you would try to achieve with what you're trying to build here at iCoinPro?
I think so, you know, I ain't here for fun. I am definitely here for you know, I'm here to, well, A, learn a skill, B, earn as much money while learning that skill, and most importantly, teaching others to do the same. You know, teaching. You know, I've built teams before where it's changed people's lives, absolutely changed their lives, and I get very, very passionate about doing that. You know, more than anything else. You know, you can wake up with you know, as many friends as you like, or as many enemies as you like, but if you're helping people, then you know they remember that for life, and it's a great feeling. And I honestly do believe that, you know, iCoinPro now it's almost, for me, the holy grail of direct sales, of affiliate marketing. It's, you know, it's the perfect timing for it. Everybody, you know, the world is talking about cryptocurrencies now. You know, that they ain't going away. No matter whatever you feel about them, they are not going away. And if you don't get with the program, you will massively lose out. You know, again, you know, like you said, Paul, you know, I can remember a friend of mine talking about, you know, Bitcoin. Well, it must have been 15, 16 years ago, and I was like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And you know, I know that particular guy, you know, a really good friend of mine, I think at one point he held something like 5 Bitcoin, full Bitcoin, and, you know, sold a few, bought a house, and away you go. Never looked back since. But again, it's all, and it, you know, everybody talks about, you know, it's about timing. Well, I don't think there could be a better time to get involved with iCoinPro. I struggle when people say no to me. I'm like, what did I say wrong? what, which part of it are they not understanding? But yeah, it's sadly, it is what it is, and you just got to go next. It's a numbers game. When we talk about it, I talk about it a lot. Go for no. I like to think by the end of this month, I'll have 1,000 people that have said no to me and 100 that have said yes.
Yeah.
Go for that. What if I told you that I know someone that sold a couple of hundred Bitcoin in the early days to buy lamps for his house?
Now he can buy a whole village.
When you speak to him about it, he says it's the most expensive lamps on the planet.
Yeah. That's worse than the pizza. He didn't even get to eat them.
Yeah.
Listen, that's
something else for Paul.
That's worse than the pizza because he's got to stare at those freaking lamps all the time. I'd be throwing those lamps out. Sorry, they would not be here anymore. Anyway, all right, good stuff.
Can I just tell you one little story about I'd never finished the girl who Dorrit who and I this will be a big part of my journey. She will earn 50% of whatever I earn from the Matrix, and I'm going to make her wealthy.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think so. And there's a big message in that. And like, I really hope that people out there are paying attention, because you don't know if the next person, the next cold prospect that you speak to is going to be another Paul Gibbons. Paul's not only got 37 people on his front line, but his group is growing at a rapid rate, because now he's landed up bringing on people who are now bringing on people. So that his sponsors matrix check is looking healthier and healthier as the days go by, right? So the message in that and the lesson in that is speak to everybody. You don't know who you're going to be speaking to next. And just a cold prospect out of the blue. Yeah. And we have Mr. Paul Gibbons with us. Her gift to us was you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. One of the things, again, that just on from a training point of view, when people obviously look at objections, and the first one that you will usually come across is, oh, I can't afford it. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, the easy answer to that is if you can't afford it, you can't afford not to miss it. But I also break it down and say, look, understand it like this. This is the way that I look at it as a broad Yorkshireman and yeah, I do like a drink from time to time. I work it out that I convert it all for most of my team is quite a few in the US now, but most of my team is probably based in the UK. So I'll say to them, look, it breaks down really simply. It works out around about £32 per month, which if you break that down to the week, that's about the cost of 2 pints of lager in your local pub, or a large glass of wine, in a bar. And if this goes how I feel it will go, that those 2 pints that you've missed out on maybe could turn into $4,000 per month for life if you work this, like, well, even if you don't work it, but if you really work it and and the system goes like it already has done for others in that other company, then why not for every one of us? Yeah, the timing could not be better than what it is now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, like your story is fascinating because it touches on so many things, and it's living proof that, well, firstly, you don't discount people, and just it reminds me of like the early days when I was trying to teach people about Bitcoin. Like, I spoke to everybody. I didn't care. It wasn't about the money. It was about what was going to change. So I didn't care if a person had money, didn't have money. I was, listen, you need to learn about Bitcoin. But with Justin, it was a little bit different. Like, I needed him to pay me in Bitcoin. I needed to get paid. And look how things turn out. Like, I'm so glad that Justin and I had that conversation, because look at where we are today.
iCoinPro if we hadn't had that conversation, which is kind of crazy to think about. So, well, Paul,
can I just add one little more thing about that? Because this is a golden nugget. It was something that definitely changed my life. I remember a really good friend of mine that I brought into the business. That when I first met her, she was working in a fish and chip shop part-time, and she wasn't very good at it. She was going to get sacked. I got to join my business a year or two ago, she bought her very own house for the first time ever, having never actually been earning anything. But she once did a live on Facebook, and I remember she said it, and she said, "I've just been down to the post office to pay my bills with somebody else's opinion. Strangely enough, they didn't accept it. Neither will I."
That is brilliant.
Yeah,
it is brilliant.
That
And
is brilliant.
you know what? It is absolutely genius what she said, and it stuck with me, and it will stick with me all my life, because you do not wait for people to try and put you down. The world has changed. COVID changed everything. People that would never ever shop online are now order from Amazon every day without even failure. So people don't go to the shops anymore. The reason why they're all closing is because people, they're just not loyal anymore. But what more and more people just want is this idea of the caravan lifestyle, the ability to work from wherever you want to work in the world. And iCoinPro, it ticks all of the boxes for so many people. I had a Zoom the other day with a guy, and he said, "Oh, I need you to meet this guy." And he got like an 18-year-old guy on the phone who was just absolutely blown away by our system. And I can see that the Generation Z, as they call it, this is the perfect thing for all of them. Never mind me, in my 50s, 56 years old now, just sort of scratching the idea of what Bitcoin actually really is. These guys already know about it and understand it. Now we give them a way of how they can monetize, teaching their friends how to get ahead. It's brilliant, just pure genius. And I just really want to thank both of you, Paul and Justin, for everything that you've done over the last 7 years. And now, I'm so glad to be joining you guys, and I hope to be seeing you all in the flesh very, very soon as well.
Absolutely. When we do plan our next live event, which by discussions that we've been having is probably going to be in Florida. We don't know yet when yet, but more info on that coming soon. But it will be great to meet you in the flesh as well. And of course, if I'm ever in the UK, I'll let you know.
Definitely. Yeah,
it's
it'd be
just
great.
For me, it's just across the pond. It's an hour flight from where I am. But great, Paul. Great having you with us for our inaugural interview sessions. Pretty cool. Going to be hard for our next one to beat this, because your story is absolutely amazing.
Well, guys, if there is anybody listening and they want to, look me up, give me a shout, drop me a line on Facebook. I'm more than happy to chat with anybody and help them. If I can help anybody in any way, whether they be, in my team or anybody else's team, this is the beauty of this particular business. That matrix has to grow. The more of us that are working that matrix, the faster it grows, the more money we all make. So let's go to work.
Let's make some money. 100%. Justin, anything from you?
No, that was it. I mean, thank you again, Paul, for doing this. I do want to remind everybody to, tag your teams in this video so that they can come and watch this interview. And I think Paul really shared some very, very key points about, why iCoinPro is poised to explode right now. And he knows it. He's been around the industry for 35 years. I've been around for over 20 years. That's over 55 years plus of experience. We know, we've seen companies come and go, Paul. I know you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in this industry, but you've also seen the downfalls and what can happen. And you're also aware, exactly like you're mentioning, about online shopping, the issues for companies that are product-based, overpriced products, inflated. Listen, you can't put iCoinPro on eBay. You can't put it on Amazon. You can't use, our product is a digital product that's borderless. There's so many things about it. And I think the most important thing is we have handled what I believe is the #1 issue with all network marketing companies from the affiliate side. And that's the fact that affiliates are usually spending way more than they're making on the product, right? And they came into the company to make money. Well, what's great here is, like Paul's pointed out, you can make way more than your membership of pittance, $39.95 US. Okay, that's it. couple pints of beer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like I know some people, when you understand the system and the money you can make with it, we're crazy. I mean, we're absolutely crazy, but we love you guys. All right. We want this to be out there. You know, we want everybody to have access to this system, and we want to change people's lives, not just the people who already have money. I think Bitcoin and the whole purpose of cryptocurrency is to give the average person a chance at generational wealth and changing their lives and transferring some of that wealth, you know, from the higher tiers to the lower tiers, and giving people an opportunity. I think we're trying to keep that message alive with iCoinPro. And I think what we've been able to create for the price that we're able to create, the fact that people can make not only their membership fee of $40 silly, all right, you spend that on a nice dinner, not even at a nice restaurant anymore. That's freaking fast food. Yeah. Okay. $40, you can make way more than that using the product. Okay. That absolutely kills one of the worst problems that all network marketings have, which caused their downfall. Now we have a product people can come in, make way more than they spend each month. We have the comp plan that is a proven, absolute gold-plated winner. We've got absolutely stellar people in the company like yourself, Mr. Paul Gibbons. We really appreciate you being here. And guys,
don't let me go just yet, because I've got another question.
Good. Oh, and one last thing too. In case you didn't hear, there's a Wednesday night presentation that's coming up. Make sure you're on that, because that's going to be amazing too. And we'll see if one night we can get Paul up. It's a little late for Paul, but yeah,
it'll be the same time as me, 2 a.m. Paul, you're up for a
shift.
Yeah, I can do that.
Good. Okay, so I do have one last question, all right, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know. Okay, so is building a team something that a person can learn?
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, and this is probably the real power that previously I've jumped into companies where it's been started from scratch. You're really having to do everything from scratch. And again, one of the massive things, and I can't thank him enough, but Aaron Parker, the website, that .biz website was like
pro.biz/
this is my blueprint for success. When people join my team, I'm like, here you go to this website, watch the videos, look at the scripts, learn them, change them for your own. If you want to tweak it a little bit so that it just sounds like it's coming out of you, that's great. But the blueprint for success is already there. You do not have to be a professional network marketer in this. In fact, it's probably better off that you're not, because you won't have learned all the horrible things in the business, and probably surrounded yourself with some people that you probably wouldn't want to really surround yourself with anyway. So yeah, it's anybody. I honestly believe that you do not have to be, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, you do not have to be 35 years in this business and have built teams before. In fact, far from it. I think probably the best thing you can do is just ignorance on fire. Just go for it. Just that thing that I said, do not care about other people's opinions. They do not pay your bills.
Yep, absolutely.
Go for it.
Paul, thank you so much. It's been enlightening. I'm sure people out there learned a thing or two. I don't know about Justin, but I'm pretty excited.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again, Paul. And thank you, Paul and Paul.
Gibby, please. It's a lot easier. Gibby. Everybody calls me Gibby. I'm comfortable with that. Guys, thanks very much.
All right,
thanks for inviting me. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. And we will see you on the next one. Get back, as the message says, get back to the person who shared this video with you, and get started today. You don't need to be a professional. You don't need any education. You just need the desire, and the world's your oyster.
That's right.
Guys, thank you so much.
100%.
And the scripts, everything is already there. The path has already been blazed. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye for now.